Let me give some clarification about the judicial decisions in connection with Income Tax Act or Income Tax Law or anything in connection with income tax in India. So there are sometimes some confusions in the Act, and sometimes there are some misinterpretation or double interpretation in certain sections, or maybe it is connected with some SSE. Then suppose the SSE is saying my tax should be 2 lakh, but the income tax department is saying no, your tax should be 4 lakh. So there is a tussle. According to the income tax department, it is something, according to the SSE different. So this will be taken to court. Ultimately, it will be decided by the court. And when it is taken to court, then both the parties will be heard by the court, and some decisions will be given. And that is judicial decision. And then you have to abide by. If the court says no, he has to pay 2 lakh only, then income tax department must accept 2 lakh. If the court says no, you have to pay 3 lakh, then he has to pay 3 lakh. So this is a decision given by judiciary. So this is it. And why these judicial decisions are essential, that's what you're asking. See, judicial decisions are very much important. It's unavoidable. Lots of cases are there. Different high courts and Supreme Court, these cases are there, and they give the decision. And suppose the income tax payer or the income tax department, these two parties, any one of the parties not satisfied by the decision given by a high court, then that party can go to Supreme Court. This goes on. Ultimately, decision will be coming. And suppose one decision has come on a certain point, then this decision will be used by the next taxpayers or and this becomes a precedent. In this case, it was decided like this, so you do it like that. No need to go again to court. Those precedents are, lots of precedents are there in the book, in these law journals and all. So you can go to that also. You need not go to court. You see, in the same case, what happened earlier cases. So you can follow that also. And still, if you are in doubt, you can go to court again. So what happened? For the parliament, it is not possible to provide all the possible issues. And there may be some problems or confusions. So here, judiciary comes. See, there are two things. One, the act that is passed by the parliament, there may be some necessity of clarification. So you go to judiciary. And another example I have said, there may be some difference of opinion between the taxpayer and the income tax department. So in that case also, you go to the judiciary. You asked me a question here. The Supreme Court is the apex court. Yes, ultimately it will be dealt with by the Supreme Court if you are not satisfied with the decision given by High Court. And what point you asked me? In case where apparently contradictory decisions are given by benches having similar number of judges, the principle of later decision would be justed. And which is later, a decision given by various high courts will apply in respective states in which such high courts have jurisdiction. See, Guwahati High Court, the Mumbai High Court, the Delhi High Court, these high courts are there. So those high courts give the decision for the state. Suppose you are not satisfied, then you go to whom? Supreme Court. And what is Supreme Court? Supreme Court is the apex court of the country, and the law laid down by Supreme Court is the law of the land. Ultimately, what decision Supreme Court gives, you cannot go to any other court. This is final. The case where apparently contradictory decisions are given by different high courts, different similar numbers, the principle of later decision would be applicable. It means when different high courts are giving different opinions, and suppose you are not satisfied, then ultimately go to Supreme Court. And suppose Supreme Court has given some decision, then that will be taken. There is a later, means next. That will be taken as permanent. You cannot go anywhere else. That's what is said like that.